What's going on, guys? This is Lauren with TMF Apparel USA, and this morning I'm going to do a DTF print transfer from start to finish for you using the OmniPrint Freejet 330TX. So I'm going to show you my initial setup on the machine, then the setup in the software, then we're going to print it, powder it, we're going to cure the powder, and then we're going to put it on the shirt. I see a lot of people on the forums talking about the Freejet and using it in different environments, so I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. Today's going to be on a white shirt, but I could probably do an example on a dark shirt as well for you. So we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off. First thing I did with the actual printer is turn it on and run a head clean. Then I went ahead and put my piece of transfer film up here, which is big enough for the size that I'm doing this morning. I'm going to go ahead and do function rear, auto height adjustment on the printer. All right, now we're ready to print.
All right, it didn't record my audio here, so I'm going to go ahead and voice over it. So, pulling up the graphic I'm going to print here, and it is going to be the discipline equals freedom. Color, it's going on a white shirt. So I open up my graphic, and you can't see over here. For some reason, it doesn't capture it, but I'm going to go ahead and mirror this image. I'm going to put it on a white background. I'm going to check my margin and size. Also going to look over my settings for my color. I'm going to print this at 100%. 100% color. That's what I'm going to run it at. And that should print just fine. I'm not going to do an underbase on it because it's going on a white shirt. And I don't feel it needs it. I have had great success without that. So I'm going to run it just like that. I also want to note that I'm using the Freejet 330TX photo environments. I am not using a custom-made environment. These are the stock environments.
Well, it looks like we've got a pretty decent print forming here. It should be somewhat wet in appearance. All right, we can stop that. We don't need to go back up. So we have our printed transfer. The ink is visibly a little bit wet. What I'm going to do is move over here. Trying to do this in one cut so you can see my workspace a little bit. I have this little container that I put my powder in. Got a little spoon in there. I'm going to take this transfer, scoop up some powder, roll it across my design, shake it off so it's thoroughly covered. We're going to take this, we're going to rotate it over, throw it under our heat press here, and I just roll my heat press up a little bit so that it hovers over the actual transfer. Let me just go ahead and burn this down here. Boom, right? So mine's heat press is still warming up a little bit as it's early in the morning when I'm doing this video. It's about 238 degrees. Normally it's 320, and I'll leave it under there for about 2 minutes or so. So what I'm going to do is just pause this, and then we'll come back once it's nice and melted. All right, so our powder is cured up here, and it should be kind of rubbery to the touch. When we feel it, it should be a little bit rubbery. It shouldn't feel grainy, right? So this is our transfer. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this thing up. How I do that, excuse the shakiness, I'm going to fold it over and put a little crease in it. So that's my center line for this graphic. Then I'm going to take my shirt and I fold it into a nice little center pattern here. Plop it on my press. And I give this thing a little center crease just so I can see the center point. Make sure you adjust your heat press back down. All right, so now I've got a center line. That is a center chest for you. I'm going to put that on my heat press here. I'm going to take my graphic. I'm going to center it up where it needs to go on the shirt, like so. This is where this one ends up going. What we're going to do is press this 15 seconds. I'm just going to leave this on live, so if you want to skip 15 seconds, that's all good with me. Alrighty, now what we're going to do is take this shirt and we're going to let this cool because I'm using a cold peel film. Excuse me. I'm going to leave that sit there for just a minute. Sometimes I shake it out, but we're just going to let it chillax. I'm going to print a label for it. Touch test here. What we're going to do is I give it a nice slow peel off of here. All right. This is what our initial print looks like. Now what I do is I take this, I throw it back on my press, and I give it a second press for about five seconds or so, and I usually throw a Teflon. Now you don't have to, you can throw it right on the press, but I like to be a little safer than sorry. Looks like I've just lost my power to my press for some reason. What did I do? Maybe it wiggled itself free here. Sure did. And that's it, folks. That is all we needed. I'm going to plop her down over here. And that is one Discipline Equals Freedom custom DTF shirt, printed start to finish. This one's ready to go. You can tell the graphic looks great, looks just like it's supposed to. The colors are nice and vivid. And that is DTF start to finish there in about, I don't know, this video is about 8 minutes or so long. And I took my time, so you get the idea. Now, I have been using DTF for doing chest prints. I've actually even been using it for some of the all white prints because it does lay down a nice layer of white, and you can make it as thick as you want. So if you like this video, click the like button or subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep doing videos here. Please leave a comment if you have questions about this as well. I do some of these and I adjust the ink percentages for some of these prints with DTF, and I do implore you, before you take a big sheet of 13 by 19 or whatever film you're using and print some giant graphic on it and have everything go bad, do test prints. Get you a sheet and just do a little 2-inch by 2-inch print and just test your colors and test your settings. Testing it will save you lots of money in the long run. I have lots of little scraps that I print stuff on all the time. I've got scrap shirts that I print on all the time. Doing this and taking a couple minutes out of your morning, make sure your printer's operating correctly and make sure that your settings are correct for that image will save you lots of time and lots of headaches. So, till next time, we'll catch you later.